Coming up on America's Hope tonight, we'll talk to two Holocaust survivors, hear their stories and why they say what's happening now should never be forgotten and never repeated again. That's tonight on America's Hope. From NTD Global Headquarters in New York, I'm Kelly Wright, and this is America's Hope. We're glad that you could join us this hour, and we're certainly talking about something that's very important and recognized around the world. And here in the United States, Congress established days of remembrance in order for the United States to observe the annual commemoration of the Holocaust. On Tuesday, President Biden delivered an address at the United States Holocaust Museum in Washington, D.C. The president pointed out how during World War II, indifference and silence of good people allowed Adolf Hitler and his German Nazi army to murder 6 million Jewish people during the Holocaust. Reflecting on that painful past and the horrific attack of October 7th, President Biden spoke out against the escalation of anti-Semitism and the anti-Israel protests on college campuses throughout America.
In America, we respect and protect the fundamental right to free speech, to debate and disagree, to protest peacefully, and make our voices heard. I understand that's America, but there is no place on any campus in America, any place in America, for anti-Semitism or hate speech or threats of violence of any kind.
The president also stated that in his view, the Holocaust and October 7th shows us that hate never goes away. It only hides until it's given a chance to strike again. And so the stories we'll hear tonight must be told and shared far and wide to keep people vigilant about stopping hate. Tonight we'll hear from two survivors of the Holocaust, Yaffa Lubuvitch and Miriam Harel. I met with them in Israel, and at the age of 12, I should point out that Yaffa, on her own, somehow, some way, was able to escape the horrors of German soldiers and brown shirt Nazi youth brigades that were killing Jews throughout Poland, Germany, and other European countries. She joins us with her story now. Yaffa, it's a pleasure to meet you, first of all, and to come to your home here in Nahariya, or I guess the way of saying it here is Nahariya. Is that correct?
Yeah.
But you've been living in Israel since the age of 9.
No.
No.
No. In Israel, I am the age of 12.
12, you came here.
Yeah.
And can you tell me about your past in surviving all of the atrocities that had been leveled at Jewish people?
I remember myself being in the kindergarten, really. We were playing non-Jews and Jews. It wasn't a difference between our children. And then I was in the first grade already. I left in the first grade. And I learned in a public school with non-Jews. So again, it wasn't any different between us children. We used to play together and fight together. My father, I will tell a little bit later, my father was a businessman. His business was with fruits. He was in the market. When he used to come home, he used to come with 2 bags of fruits, and all the children used to bend down, and all the children, non-Jews and Jews, and took out whatever fruits it was there. So you see, the life was like it should be. Then we didn't know hate, we didn't know what it's hate. Time went past. It started in school. The teacher, as I told her, the teacher came one day and she said, whoever father was in the war of 1914 and he has papers, that should bring them the papers in the school. And who father was not in the war, that should not come to school anymore. And so it was a few weeks later, she came again. Her father was in 1916 war and has the papers, should come. If was not, should not could come to school anymore. And so went on up to 1918. And every time I came home, I said, Father, no school anymore. He said, don't be so happy because I was in the war and I have paper. And so went up to 1918. And I brought the papers. And then the teacher came one day and said, listen, children, all you Jews don't come to school anymore. You have one school, a Jewish school. But there in the public school, in all the schools. I have a sister in a college. If she, the same thing, she came home and said, Dad, no school anymore.
Okay. So as you're going through this, they're separating Jews from non-Jewish people.
Yeah.
And before that, everyone's getting along.
Look.
What are you going through in your mind saying, well, wait a minute, why am I being separated?
We didn't have time to think about it.
But at that age, did you feel something different was happening?
It's students, it starts from the colleges, really. But then all the hooligans start to walk on the streets. They change clothes. They wear brown shirts and very white belts. It was very like this and this.
Yeah, the
and
brown
they have
shirts.
here there's for steel. And they used to walk in the evenings on the streets with 4 or 5 together, and wherever they found a Jew, they beat him up when those. And one of these people they got beat out, it was one of my brothers. My brother came home one Saturday night, and they caught him on the streets, and they beat him up with those belts, and he came home, he was full of blood. And he said, Mom, it's going to be bad. And Father said, well, it will pass. It won't take too much. But again, little he knew.
Yaffa, as you look back on that time period and you look at today with what's happening on college campuses in America, where people have been protesting against Jewish people and against the country of Israel, does it remind you of that time period as a child? Hi, everybody. I hope you're enjoying this episode so far of America's Hope. If you'd like to see it in its entirety, just click on the link below. Thanks for watching.